All right, what's going on, everybody? DJ Williams here. Going to start a new little cooking segment. I like to cook. I cook all the time, and so I might as well show you a few things that I like to make. And the name of this segment, I don't know yet. I'm going to leave that up to y'all. So whoever comes up with a very unique name for it, we can make this happen. But what we're going to be making tonight is a bacon lobster mac and cheese because it's my girlfriend's favorite, and she's hungry. So that's what we're going to do. So first, real quick, this is what I already got started. I already got a pot of boiling water going on right now. I put some salt in there, mix that up, and then I wanted to go ahead and get that boiling so we can save a little time. And let's go ahead and go through the ingredients. Like I said, we got a bacon lobster mac and cheese, that is. So I got some of that real wood smoked bacon right here. You got 2 lobster tails. I'm going to do a rigatoni. The reason I want to do a rigatoni because that cheese can get stuffed up in there. And speaking of the cheese, I got 3 different cheeses that we're going to use. All right, one's going to be a black truffle. I really like the way that tastes. And I'm going to do a smoked cheddar with this one. And I'm going to add a little kick, just probably half of this. It's a habanero jack. You got your butter, milk, flour, all these ingredients. We got to make a roux. Don't worry about it. I'm going to walk you through every step of the way. And if I forgot something, I'll just mention it as we go. So first, let me go ahead and get these pasta noodles in first. Like I said, I already salted this pasta or this water over here. And if you are familiar with a good way to go ahead and salt these is because when you're done and you strain these, we're going to save a little bit of that water to make sure we put it back into our pasta. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure what that even does. All I know is that apparently it helps that cheese kind of stick to the pasta a little bit better and give it some flavor. Now, I'm not going to do a lot. I'm just going to do a few because this is just going to be a serving for my girlfriend. And I will say a lot of these recipes, I don't know what I'm doing half the time, so y'all can critique me all you want. I just go on YouTube and I see a few things and then I try to mimic them, then kind of add my own little flavor. All right, so now that we got the pasta on, I usually like to go ahead and knock out some of the things that are going to take the most time. So we'll save the cheese for last because that melts down pretty quick. I'll show you how to make a roux. I'm going to go ahead and get this bacon on. And with the bacon, God, even though it's a pretty small serving, we're going to be pretty generous with the bacon because I don't think you can ever do too much bacon. So what we're going to do here, I'm not mad. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me go ahead and get this skillet going over here. Get that up pretty good. I like to get it pretty hot. You don't need any oil or any butter with this because the fat from the bacon is going to be enough. But yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and chop these up now. Then we'll throw these in there. I like to do some generous pieces because you don't want them to be lost in the mac and cheese. You want to make sure you get a good amount of bacon with every single little bite. One thing I want to let you know that I did, we're going to bake this, and so we're going to add some breadcrumbs on top and add a nice little seasoning on top of that. And then we're going to finish it off in the oven. So I already have my oven preheated to 375 degrees. It's not going to last too long in there. And let me go ahead and get some of this bacon on that skillet. Like ideally, I probably would have turned that on a little bit sooner. You like to hear that nice little sizzle when you set it down on there. And sometimes I like to just break them up before I put them in there. Save me the hassle of trying to do it later. But once these get going, you can just move the pan around. Make sure you get them fully cooked on both sides. And depending on how you like your bacon, you might even be able to kind of undercook them slightly because don't forget, we're going to throw them in the oven. So they're going to still continue to cook once they're in the oven for about another 10 to 15 minutes. Like I said, I'm making all this just for my girlfriend. So I probably would do more, but I'm pretty sure, oh hell, whatever. We'll go ahead and knock the rest of this out. Nice. There we go. All right. Now that we got that rocking and rolling over here, let me get this back. Let's go ahead and get the lobster ready. All right. So this is something we will season, but sometimes this thing can get tricky to kind of open up. So what we're going to do, show you a good way to get these out, right? So go ahead and get your scissors, right? And you're going to just cut along the inside first. And then you're going to pop off the first few little top parts. And then the lobster tail should come out pretty good. If you don't have scissors, this tends to be a little tricky. You're going to cut them down. And once you do that, you kind of see them kind of open up. Just pop these up. You can hear it kind of break. Nice. And once that happens, you should be able to just slide that lobster right on out of there. You want to make sure you get it all. Boom. Beautiful. All right. Do the same thing with number 2. All the way down to the tail. Break that back. There it is. Once you kind of get that broke, once you get it past the first 2 little top parts, like right here, it's kind of getting stuck a little bit. Don't be discouraged. Just give it a little time. Kind of put your thumb in there a little bit. Push all the way down, and she will come on out. Beautiful. And voila. There we go with that. You can get rid of these shells. Let me come over, give this bacon a little toss. Quick and easy way. Now, fellas, if you're not familiar with how to do a quick little toss like that, it's simple. Just kind of push it towards the front of the pan. And then when you kind of go down, you just give it a little flick up like this. Just like that. You can start small like that and then kind of have fun with it. Get that going. All right. Let me get my nice knife. Da-da-da. Ooh, yeah. Good shout out, my friend. It's Kayshawn and Paige. You got me a nice knife. Go ahead and use this to cut this up. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these up. Pretty good little chunks. It's kind of the same thing with the bacon. Once you throw these in there, if you cut them too small, you really can enjoy the flavor. So you need some pretty good chunks. I honestly could have did one more lobster tail. Here, that was a really big chunk. We'll cut that one in half. There we go. And with these, pretty simple. Pinch of salt. And then a nice little cracked pepper on top. And that's really all you got to do with that. Kind of give that a little toss. There it is. Get it nice and seasoned. We're going to throw that on a skillet with a little butter. One thing I like to do, too, I like to use as least many dishes as possible. So I kind of wait till that bacon gets done. I'll set that aside on a napkin and let a little bit of that grease get out. I'll save a little bit because I like the grease. Then I'll quick roast that skillet, and then I'll cook the lobster with that. Set that aside. Then I'm going to make my cheese in that same skillet. Clean as you go. Trust me, it'll save you a lot of time. There we go. Bacon's looking good. It's getting to the point where I want to start spreading it out just a little bit. I want these things to be crispy. Like big bacon bites. Maybe not as tough as a bacon bite. Check on the pasta. There we go. The rigatoni I got, you saw it at the beginning. It takes a little bit longer to cook than the other pastas that I'm used to. Now that we're kind of in a spot of kind of waiting, let me go ahead and get started, I guess, with the cheese. So we got to grade this cheese down. I have a mental reminder in the back of my head to make sure I don't forget about that bacon. Yes, I do want it crisp, but I do not want it burnt. All right, there we go. Let's open up this habanero. Really want to play some music. Alexa, play R&B 90s music. Curious how that go, how well Alexa will pick that up, because sometimes copyright infringement, all that stuff. But this is first video, so we'll learn from our mistakes. I'm telling y'all, if y'all haven't made your own mac and cheese like from scratch, this black truffle, it's a real deal. All right, I'm gonna start with the black truffle. There we go. I like to use the bigger whole side right here. Right here, that's fine if you do it this way. It just takes a little bit longer, and that's really tough to clean. This will be a lot easier once you use this side right here. And it goes fairly quick. And I need to go quick because I can smell my bacon behind me. Should be fine. I'm just going to give it another flip. Then I'm going to turn the heat down. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh, yeah. I'm actually going to turn the heat off. It's going to continue to cook in its juices. Oh, yeah, that's going to be good, nice, crisp bacon for the bacon lobster mac and cheese. You turn fan on, get a little smoky. That should calm down here in a second. All right, let's get back to the cheese. Like I said, I'm going to probably use all of the black truffle just because I really like that taste. I'm going to use most of the smoked cheddar and then just a little of the habanero. You'd be kind of surprised how much of a kick that habanero gives you, so you don't need much. Now, I would say you maybe, for some people, why don't you just throw that in there and let it melt? I don't know what it is. Grading it helps it melt a little faster, in my opinion. You don't have to sit there and worry about this big clump. Spread it out easy, get the seasoning in, a little salt and pepper. I think it just makes for a little bit smoother cooking process. Also, too, you're going to see I probably do my roux a little bit different than most. Some people like to get it really thick like a paste. I can maybe show you what that looks like. But I like mine a little bit more. You'll kind of see it's like a real thick roux. I don't really let it get pasty. I think it makes the mac and cheese a little creamier, to be honest. Let me cut one of these sides off. There we go. This is the smoked cheddar. Grating really, really fast. I'm not mad at that. And like I said, we're just going to use a little habanero to add a little kick. And I will do a little more. Don't be scared of it. Don't be scared of it. Nice. Now, you see, this is the black truffle. Usually when it gets down real low, you can keep going. I've just cut my finger a few times. I'm not trying to do that. That should be small enough for it to melt or eat. Okay. Let's go ahead and set this bacon aside. I like to use this little paper towel. We're going to scoop them on out. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let me find 1 second. I don't know how environmental stuff this is. I don't like to usually put hot grease down the sink. I've heard that it'll potentially get a situation. So I got a little spot outside. I'll be right back. That's what you do. This is what you do. All right. Same pan. Nice rinse. I like to grab my paper towels. Back at it. Boom. Pan's ready to go. All right. let's take a look. So this is about perfect for what you want to do with your bacon. Here, pull this one up right here. There you go. That's what you're looking for with the bacon. You know, nice crisp edges. It's going to be perfect with that mac and cheese. I'm going to get a little bite right there. Let me go and get the lobster going. Now for the lobster, we're going to use a little bit of this butter. Any butter is fine. What I have learned, though, I don't even know how to pronounce this. Kerrygold, I believe is what this is. It's real good, y'all. I don't know what makes it so special, but a big fan of it. And you don't need much. Just cut off a little piece. Boom. Probably a little too much. There we go. What should I do? Should I? Cover the whole bottom of the pan. Heating up fairly quick. Lobster cooks pretty fast too. Let's check the noodles. Let me turn them up a little bit. Noodles probably got about 8 more minutes, if that. Nice. That's the sound you want. Where's my lobster at? There it is. Let's go and put the lobster on. Give it a nice little toss. Want to make sure they're coated fully in that butter. And they'll cook pretty quick. All right, fellas. Like I said, you're trying to impress your ladies. You need something quick and easy. All we did was shred some cheese. We threw some bacon on there. We got some pasta boiling. Lobster is easy to get to. And once we finish this thing, it's going to impress them. It'd be nice served with maybe a steak if you want to do a steak. We're going to do that on another episode. It'd be nice served with maybe some, let's see, steak, lobster mac and cheese, maybe some asparagus, some type of green, and paired great with a wine. I prefer bourbon. We'll get into all that later. This is just the first one. Let's just start with the lobster mac and cheese. This can almost be a whole meal itself, especially if you do it upright. It's almost like a little appetizer. All right, let's go and toss lobster. You do not want to overcook this, but you also don't want to undercook it because when you start biting into it, it'll have that texture where it's like real squishy. That is not what we're looking for. We like that color. See that color of that red starting to come in? It's kind of really easy to tell when lobster's finished, just simply based off how it looks. Da-da-da. Need a cup. Waiting game. That black truffle cheese is the real deal. I don't want to go away too far. See this right here? That's what you're getting at. Almost done. And really, if you look real close, some of the spots still have that like translucent texture or whatever look that is. You really want to make sure you get all that off. Throw it back on the heat. Pasta going. As we kind of keep this thing going, that's how I like to test my pasta. I'd say about 5 more minutes. That's a little hot. Nice. That good brown color. Red on the other side. And don't forget, we still got to bake it about 10 minutes. I think that's about good. Go ahead and throw that off. Put that right next to our bacon. Turn the heat down. Once again, I like to use as least pans as possible. Mm-hmm. All right, we are about to get ready to make the cheese. I used to always make it in a pot, pretty big pot. Started making a skillet because it cooks faster. I don't know if it's because the heat kind of disperses a little bit more evenly on the bottom and it doesn't have to travel up the pot as much. So we're going to use the same skillet to make our cheese. Probably going to wait till that pasta's done. We're almost there. In the meantime, I'm also going to go grab my breadcrumbs out of the pantry. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Here we go. This is what we're going to use for the crust on top of our mac and cheese. Just a plain Progresso. Man, this needs to get sponsored. That look like a commercial when you put it down like that. Ooh! All right. We're also going to add a little Old Bay seasoning. I'm going to add this too. Usually when I make mac and cheese, I don't add the Old Bay, but since I'm using the lobster and it already has that seafood taste, it kind of enhances it a little bit. So we're going to use this and also going to have a little butter to kind of, you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. Just stay with me. All right, let's go ahead and strain our noodles. And don't forget what I said earlier, you're going to want to save a little bit of that water. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much of that, but I have a little cup right here. I just put a little bit of that water in that cup. That should be enough. I'm going to strain the rest. Turn that heat off. I'm going to use this pot again here in a second. Put the noodles back in. All right. Let's get to here. I'm going to switch sides so y'all can see what's going on over here. Let me move this. I'm going to make the roux, okay? So with the roux, you're going to have flour and you're going to have butter. People who try to melt down cheese without making a roux first, it usually doesn't turn out very good. It gets too thick. It's not that like creamy type cheese. And so roux is very important for the consistency of your cheese. At least I think that's what it is. I don't know. Somebody told me that, and I agree. All right, so here we go. Pan on. Turn the heat up. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of this butter. Now, I got to be smart because I'm just making a smaller portion, so I don't need much. And what I found, whenever I used to make the roux, when it was more pasty-like, what a lot of people recommend, the macaroni cheese, it was a little too grainy for me. It wasn't bad. It's just a little grainy. But ever since I started doing it this way, it's become a little bit smoother. I don't know if that's maybe me just getting lucky one day or not, but you don't need much of the roux to get this thing going. Thickening agent, that's what they call it. That's what the roux is. It's a thickening agent, and you will see exactly how that works here in a second. So I got this butter in. What I'm going to do, I got flour right here, all-purpose flour. I'm just going to throw this in here. Let me turn this heat down a little bit. There we go. And then just mix this up. There we go. See how it starts getting thick, a little clunky. And I almost, see, that's the pasty part. I actually don't want it that pasty. I want a little bit more butter. Break that up a little bit. There we go. There we go. This butter in here. There we go. That's a little, see how it's not as pasty, but it's still pretty thick. That's exactly what you need. Now, if you do this in a pot, it takes a little bit longer, but in the pan, like I said, it speeds up the process. Now, this is where I wish I could help y'all out a little bit more. I'm not the best and when it comes to measuring. I just eyeball stuff, all right? So we got some milk. Just going to throw it in there, okay? So we're going to put some milk in. I think that should be plenty. And if it's not plenty and it's too thick and it's not kind of whisking very well, then just add a little bit more milk. Da-da-da. Let's go ahead and whisk this up. Now the key, once you kind of get this all mixed in, is when the milk starts getting a little thick. That's when you kind of want to make sure that that's when you start adding the cheese, all right? And you'll be able to tell because it starts sticking to the sides. And when you go like this and you can start seeing the bottom, that's when it starts getting thick too. See, it's already happening. A lot faster in a pan. So, now that we got that, let me get our cheese, bring that over. Probably don't even have to use all of it. I'm going to start with the black truffle. Add that in first. Melting really quick. See how thick that is? I may need to add a little bit more milk here in just a second, and I will. Probably could have put in a little less cheese, but that should be. There we go. Want that cheese to melt. As you can see, it's going on right now. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of that smoked cheddar. There goes that smoked cheddar. And a little bit of this habanero. Boom. All we're going to do now is add some salt and pepper. Enhance that flavor. Then we're going to have the cheese for our mac and cheese. Oh, man. Come on, man. Look at that. Beautiful. Look at that. Big cheese. Look at that. Look at that cheese, boy. Happy. All right. Same thing. I wish I could tell you the portions on this. I don't know. I'm just going to give this about 1 pinch of salt, 2 pinches of salt, and then add a little pepper. There we go. And then I'm going to add our bacon and our lobster. There we go. Look at that. Come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Come on, man. What are we talking about? Ooh, that looks good. Big shout out to my girlfriend. She's the one directing the show right now, so she's switching between cameras. But look good, babe. You like that? All right. Perfect. Now, what we're going to do, let me get my noodles. I think you can see that over here. Here, I'll just do it right here. Put the noodles back in. I'm going to add a little bit of that water, like I told you to save. There you go. Don't need much. Go ahead and get that all nice and mixed up. Don't forget, you don't have to worry about salting because you don't forget they were boiling in that salted water. Let's go ahead and add the cheese. Come on, man. Ooh! Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Turn that off. Like I said, let's clean as we go. Help you on the back end. Because I'm going to need this pan again. All right, we'll use this pan here in a second. Take a look at this. Oh, man. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, what we're going to do now. Okay, I'm bringing it over here. So I also like to, if I can find it. There it is. All right. So this right here is golden. This little truffle oil. So what I like to do, I got a cast iron skillet. We are going to just put a little bit truffle oil in it. This will help make sure things don't stick to the bottom. And I'll say a little bit, just a little bit. You can see kind of like this. All right, see that? Then I get a paper towel. Then I just coat the whole skillet. Beautiful. And now, oh, it smells so good. We're going to go ahead and throw this in here now. Oh, man. Come on. What are we doing? What are we doing? Kind of spread it out. Take a look at that. What are we talking about? Spread that out. But we're not done yet. All right. Not done yet. God, that looks good. Smells even better. All right. Now we're going to add. Sorry. Let's get this skillet back up and running. Turn it on medium heat. And let me get another slice of butter. Beautiful. Let that do its thing. Like I said, so far so easy. I preheated the oven before we got started, 375 degrees. After we coat this, I mean, y'all, this looks amazing and smells even better. We're going to coat that with these breadcrumbs. I'll show you what we're going to do with that. We're going to call it a day. Check this butter. This process goes fairly quick as well. Make sure you have some type of spatula nearby to make sure you mix up these breadcrumbs and the butter. Because these breadcrumbs will absorb this butter really fast. There you go. Coat the whole pan again. I'm going to speed up the process a little bit. Okay. Almost there. It look good, babe? All right. That's what you're looking for. Let's pull out these breadcrumbs. And be generous because you want to make sure you coat the whole thing. You think that'd be enough? No, you'd be surprised how much you need. There you go. There we go. Get that Old Bay. Mix it in there with it. Look at that. Come on now. Talk to me. Beautiful. And now, let's mix this up. See how that's coming together? Giving that little crusted look. Yeah, just don't throw the breadcrumbs on there without doing this part first. It will turn out a little funky. Really use the spatula to break up the clumps. Nice. Turn that heat off. Here, I'll add it over here so y'all can see. There we go. Two ways to go about this. Get you a nice size spoon. And then we'll just kind of sprinkle it over as we go. Make sure you coat every inch of this. You want the whole thing coated. Make sure you get all the spots, kind of get spread first, then you can go back and fill in the gaps. Oh my goodness. All right. Like I said, be generous. Miss the spot. All right. Now that we're going to do that, we're just going to throw this bad boy in the oven. I don't have a camera on that. We're working on a fourth camera. Throw it in the oven about 10 minutes. This thing will be ready to go. Whew. All right. Once again, super quick and easy. I recommend it this time now, especially if you're trying to impress your lady, especially if she's not here yet or watching you cook. Clean as you go. Not only are you good cook, she's like, dang, you take care of the house too? You got me a winner, all right? Get her a bottle of wine too. I wish you could see my lady right here. She's over here smiling at me because she knows it's the truth. Once again, a quick and easy process. Still looking for a name of our segment. This is the Bacon Lobster Mac and Cheese. Like I said, I really like to pair this with a steak. I'll give you some tips on how to make an amazing steak. And most of everything I do is inside the kitchen, stovetop and oven. I know people like to use smokers. They like to use grills, deep fryers, all that stuff. These are super easy. Like I said, I use, 2 skillets? 1 skillet, 1 pot. That's all I use. Rinse and repeat. And 1 cast iron skillet. So super easy. That'll be 10 minutes. And so we'll take a quick little mini break, and we'll show you the final result here in just a second. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes, cleaned up a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring this bad boy out, see what we're working with. Oh, man, come on. I wish y'all could smell this right now. Smells amazing. Look at this. Here, let me go ahead and tilt that a little bit for you. Come on. What we talking about? Oh, that's good. Sorry, that was a little loud. I know. I would kind of scoop into this right now so you can see how cheesy it is, but it's really hot. So quick and easy, bacon, lobster, mac, and cheese. I feel like we need a taste tester, though. What?
You taste it.
No, you taste it. Oh, you ain't got your makeup on?
No.
Huh? Come on, babe. It's a little hot right now.
Okay, just try a little bit.
You gonna try a little bit? Hold on. Let me get you a little something. Let me get you this. You should wait. This is like scalding hot. It's boiling.
I'll just try a little.
Give it a second. Get the lobster.
Maybe. Oh, that's gonna be real hot.
Oh, that's a good piece.
I know. It's gonna burn me.
Why don't you just wait a second?
Okay.
Let me put it on a plate.
Yeah.
So it cools down. Okay. All right. Dang. She's about to burn herself. Look at this. Yeah, look at this scooping up out of here. Oh, man. Come on. Ooh. Oh, my gosh. That smells so good. Look at that. Ooh. Let me try a bite. That's good. I didn't even try the bacon or the lobster. That's good. That's real good. All right, babe. You ready? You want a lobster piece? You want it all?
Yeah, I don't want to burn myself. Is it really, really hot?
No. I mean, yeah.
Like, it's gonna burn me.
Maybe. Here. You want to wait a second?
It's gonna burn me.
It's
Let me
gonna
just
burn
try a
you.
little bit of
Yeah,
the,
try a little bit.
like the macaroni.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, you like that? Now go on now. Get it. Go try to take a big bite.
It's gonna burn me.
Big bite. Hot. That's good. Yeah. Do a little happy dance. All right. Appreciate y'all. Let me know what you think this segment should be and what you want me to cook next. I'll try anything. Thank y'all.